Hello and welcome back to another show of the Kingdom Lens Report. I am your host, Shawn Lee, and thank you for tuning in and spending your Thursday night with me. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe and get some people to join us today. We're going to be talking to the amazing Latoya Rosoff of 79 Rose Dress Shop. But before we get to our special guest, I just want to take a moment to tell you guys to make sure that you're tuning into our amazing Anointed Radio family. Monday nights we have Keisha, and she has the mind of her. And then on Tuesday we have 6:30 Central Standard Time. Sorry about that. And then on Tuesday, we have the Fire Show at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with Yielded, Lorenzo, and Cousin Al with the dedicated news. Hilarious. Make sure you tune in. On Wednesdays, we have Anointed Radio Show at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with Pastor Jay, the Carlos, and Keisha again. And then me on Thursdays, the Kingdom Lens Report, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us, the family, for your daily dose of faith, encouragement, and laughter. So now let's get in focus. So this show's focus is all about giving yourself grace. As we are starting to wrap up July being Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, we want to talk about giving yourself grace, the same grace that you give to others. Oftentimes, we are forgiving others multiple times for people who do us wrong, because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to give others, but sometimes we're not as forgiving to ourselves. And that is important, that we give the same grace that we give to others to ourselves. So we're going to talk about how putting us on the priority list of grace is important. We're also going to be talking about how discovering how to be okay with the person who we are now versus looking back at the person that we used to be. And when I say that, it's more about looks, size, having to do with your body, all the different changes that you're going through as you age. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about how to love yourself, imperfections and all. And of course, body positivity. That's why my guest is here today. She is the body positivity guru champion. I just absolutely love her. And so I am not going to make you guys wait any longer. I am going to welcome Latoya Rosoff, my friend and owner of 79 Rose Dress Shop. And I'm going to let her come on and explain who she is and what she does. So I want to welcome Latoya. Hey, girl.
Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Happy Thursday night.
I know, right? I'm so glad that you could join me. I'm so excited. So I kind of gave a little bit of who you are. Of course, you're in my sister circle, and you're all about body positivity. So I want you to kind of tell our audience, people who are listening, people who are watching, what it is that you do when it comes to the whole body positivity, because it's amazing.
Yes. So thank you for having me on. So I have to digress a little bit. Hi, everybody. Latoya Rosoff, owner of 79 Rose. So 10 years ago, I had this big idea to start a dress boutique. and my target audience was curvy women. So that's at that time was anybody size 12 and up, because at that time nobody was really checking for the curvy girls. And so I started a boutique, little black dress shop,
Mhm.
and I had a really good run. I still kind of have a good run with it. And one thing I learned through my experience working with all these beautiful women is that the curvy girls want to be thin and the thin girls want to be curvy. Like nobody was happy with their bodies, no matter what their size was. Nobody was happy with their bodies. So last year I went through certification. I became a certified body image coach. And
Congrats.
thank
Congrats on
you, thank
that.
you, thank
We
you,
do.
thank you. And so I started a coaching lens called Pretty at Any Size. And it's really just that simple. It's really just to empower women
Mhm.
to love their bodies just as you are right
Mhm.
now in this moment. That's the mission, to really empower women to love the skin that they're in, because we get so caught up in how we're supposed to look and what they say in
Yep.
society and all of this. And the world needs to be saved.
Yeah,
People
I
sitting
agree.
on because they don't want to be in front of camera. They don't want to be in pictures. They have all these things because they don't feel like they look the part. And I want to tell you, you look the part. So, so that's my mission, to let everybody know
I
that.
love that. And I love that. And so that's why I wanted to have you on here. And that's I got my shirt on.
Ooh,
Pretty, pretty at any size. Yeah, got my shirt on.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And that's the thing, because I feel like women, we struggle, um one, as we get older and when we have children,
Mhm,
because
mhm,
our bodies change. Who we
mhm,
were in high school is not
mhm,
who we are in our the age that we are now. And sometimes we struggle with that. We struggle with just kind of loving where we are as is, and that
mhm.
can be a huge challenge. So what was the one thing, what about you, I'm gonna ask, what about you did you learn to embrace in this chapter of life? Like what about you that you learned to embrace? Like, you know what, I'm just gonna embrace it. It is.
Yeah, you know what? Because transparent, like my body's going through changes, going through perimenopause. So that is it's crazy, because no matter how much you exercise, no matter how much you eat right. I'm not saying don't do those things, but no matter what, it's like the weight doesn't come off. And it's like I can be depressed and sad about that, or I can embrace this change and this journey and keep it moving on what I have to do.
Mhm.
And I think that was selfishly part of Pretty Any Size, was because my own body was changing, and I was like, oh, this is what we do. And then when you start learning everything that's happening, it's like, oh, everybody goes through this.
Yes.
Everybody goes through some form of it. Everybody's different. So some people have different um levels than others, and just all of it. And so yeah, it was just kind of like, I got stuff to do. So I'm not gonna I gotta keep it moving. I gotta go. And so I can't let the image of not looking like what they said I'm supposed to look like stop me from moving forward. So that's kind of part of it too. And then doing my research, when you think about, this is a kingdom based discussion, but when you
Mhm.
think about, the scripture says we are created in his image.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we are created in his image. Who am I to argue with God that he did something wrong,
I'm
right?
just
He
saying.
checked me one day, and he was like, let me go ahead, sit down. Let me tell you, if you were created in his image, he said God created man and he said it was good. That's literally after it said he created man. So if
Mm.
God said I'm good, why am I listening to these other people?
Yeah. But
Why?
you know what? Because we ingest so much of
Mhm.
what we see and all of the things, and we feed into that. And for me, I learned to embrace that I don't have to wear heels if I don't want,
Ooh,
because I don't want to, and
I
I don't
want
have to.
to, and I want to.
I can rock a mean sneaker, a chuck with any dress or skirt. Oh, and I don't have to wear pants.
Mhm.
Before I literally struggle with like, okay, I gotta wear pants sometimes, but
Mhm.
now I choose not to wear pants. I just like being who I am. So, but for me, it
Yeah.
was the heels, giving up the heels, but I still will wear them if I, date nights and things like that. I'll still wear them and things like that, but I just, I don't have to now.
You
Before
don't
it was
have
like,
to.
oh, you have to wear it with a dress or skirt. You can't just wear sneakers or flats or, and I'm just like, no, I can't wear
Right?
those is what I can't wear. I can't wear
And
heels. And
again, we listening to them.
yeah,
Who's them? Who is you? You know? God said, I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
that
That
part.
has to be an affirmation. God said, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So how dare you tell me that how I look is wrong?
And so I'm glad you brought up affirmations.
Yes.
So tell the people about your affirmations because you
Yes.
have some
Yes.
affirmation deck.
Yeah. So part of my journey was I wanted to give people tools to help rewire your brain, rewire their brains, right? When you keep, and it never failed. Like, no matter what, I had dressed in somebody, they'd be like, oh, this looks nice, but I want my arms out.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks nice, but I want my thigh, my right thigh is too much, or all these rules that people had
Mhm.
about their confidence. And so I wanted to create a resources to help people rewire their brain. And so I created I started off actually with a affirmation card deck, right? And part of this because I have my son too, like we're working with him on his affirmations each day
Oh,
that
yeah.
he starts today. Before he goes out the door, he has to recite those back to either me or my husband every day. And so with that, I was like, and then I learned our brains, that they're the neuroscience to our brain is it takes 21 days to make a habit, but it takes 66 days for your brain to literally rewire itself to
Huh.
unlearn the things that you learn. So yes, 21 days to make a habit, but your brain processes 66 actual days for your brain
Okay.
to be rewired. And part of that is it has to be consistent repetition. So, long answer to I created a affirmation card deck 30 days and a journal that's a companion to help people rewire their brain. So each day is a new affirmation and you can journal how you feel. But I wanted people to get in the habit 30
Yeah.
days on purpose because it takes 21 days to make a habit, but 30 days on purpose because you have one a day to get
Mhm.
you in the mode of getting up and saying something positive. Because the first thing you do when you reach for your phone or whatever that you do, it's
Yeah.
like you get hit with everything. Like boom, boom,
Stop.
news, boom, work
Non-stop.
stuff, boom, kid stuff, boom. And the world and the state of the world is, I mean, let's be real, the state of the world is depressing. So it's even more important for us to rewire our brains, you know, to
Yeah.
rewire our brains on how we see things and speak, right? Death and life's in the power of the tongue. I'm just now learning that,
Yeah.
right? Every word you come out of your mouth is a seed, whether it's
Yeah.
positive or it's negative. So how do you want your harps? I told my son that the other day. He was saying something real crazy. And I was like, those words are you spilling out your mouth are seeds. So you're gonna reap a harvest regardless of you
And
say something good or something bad.
and that's the thing that's why I wanted this show is like giving ourselves grace because we can be so harsh on ourselves, but we can be so forgiving to others. And how we treat ourselves spills out into how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about others. And I feel like that is it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. And now that you're saying it takes 66 days, you said it takes 21 days to
To
get
make a
into
habit,
a
get into
habit.
the rhythm, but your brain doesn't process actually the changes to have
Yeah,
to consistently do it for 66
6
days.
days.
That's
And
neuroscience. Look it up, people. I'm not telling you. It's neuroscience.
I believe you.
Neuroscience.
And it's one of those things like you have to literally commit to being positive and saying positive things about yourself every single day. At least give it 66 days, y'all. She's saying
Yes.
66, at least
6
66.
days.
Let's give it 66 days.
Right. Because no matter how old you are, think about it, no matter how old you are, you have 10, 20, 30, 40 years of indoctrination
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has to be unlearned. And that's why I think it's funny when I learned that about 66 days. That makes sense why people at the beginning of the year, they fall off the bandwagon with their
Yeah.
resolutions
That
in the
part.
second week and they stay, right?
Yeah.
Just the consistency with anything.
It
Consistent
can,
with
and it could be
anything.
a challenge. It definitely could be a challenge. So if you guys are, or if you guys who are watching and engaging, go ahead and drop in the chat a affirmation. Just drop in the chat
Mm.
affirmation, and we'll come back to those in just a moment. But right now, we're going to transition into our mindfulness moment. And this mindfulness moment, I pick a scripture, and since today
Mm.
was grace, so I pick
Mm.
Hebrews 13:25. May God's grace be with you all. And that's from the New Living Translation. I remember that I need to say which translation it's from. So that's from the New Living Translation. And so this picture is like outside of my window. Of course, as you know, I tricked it out because that's what I do. But I just wanted to go with giving grace. And for me, I just feel like at the end of the day, it's important that we feed ourselves with as much positivity as possible.
Yes.
So I am like,
Yes.
well, and so I was going to ask you, why is it hard to give yourself the same grace that you give others? Like, why is that so hard for us to do that? Like, why do
Yeah.
you think that it's so hard for us to do that?
Well, because we have been, especially if you are a woman, and I'm bringing gender up for a reason because I know the show is for everybody. But if you are a woman, like we naturally take care of everybody else but ourselves. Like that's just inherent majority. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, we're not monolithic, but most
Yeah.
women we put everybody before us, right?
Yep.
And so when it comes to, and we are just trained like that. That's just how it is. You wake up, feed the kids, whoever,
You just go.
everybody out the door, and then by the time it's time for you to eat, like you rush into a meeting. You know, it's just how we are wired. And
All the time.
so, and then another part of that, there is this guilt of when you do take care of yourself, because it's like, I should be doing something else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You know, this is not right. I shouldn't have
Yeah.
a self-care moment. I shouldn't be sitting down chilling.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, because all these people pulling on you, and for a long time it's been seen as selfish. You know,
Yeah.
now the tides have turned and we are telling, but it's really hard to give yourself grace. And I think other parts that I think, because there's self-reflection that has to be done with that. And if
That's
you're not ready to sit down
thinking.
and do that self-reflection, you're going to deflect and be
Yeah.
distracted too.
And I think that's the biggest part. That's what I would say would be the biggest part for me. I feel like I had to really sit down with self. I feel like when God sat me down in my moment of stillness, to be sit still and stop doing and stop people pleasing and stop being busy, because I was busy. I was taking on this, that, and I was busy. But when he sat me down and said, sit still, nope, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And I stopped being busy. I stopped the busyness and sat still with myself. And I had to look at myself. That was hard because I was like, why am I so busy? What am I avoiding? Because there was avoidance. Because I just wasn't happy with a lot of things that was going on at the time. But once I sat still and I said, it's okay for you to feel this way. You're going back to school. You lost a loved one. Like, you got all these things. It's okay. But it's like I had to give myself permission to cry it out, to feel a certain kind of way. But I could only do that when he sat me, because I was busy avoiding taking pictures, taking this client, taking that client. Or when he sat me down, he was like, you're not taking any clients.
Have several seats. He said, have several seats, ma'am.
Yeah, and I did. I had several seats. And I needed that though, because it was a lot for me, and I became overwhelming because I didn't process. And grief comes in waves. It comes in waves,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was just like, had I not sat still, I felt like I would still be running around, running around. But once I gave myself permission and gave my own self grace, I was able to process some things, and that felt really good. But it was hard. It was so hard. Like you said, it's hard because you have to do some self reflecting. You do have to look and see, like, yeah, why am I so easy to give other people grace and I can't even give it to myself? I deserve it. I deserve that.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's so hard to say put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yes.
And I think the other part of the issue is that, and I'm just going to bring culture up. It's in just for the purpose of this conversation. Again, not generalizing, not everyone's monolithic, but the strong Black woman syndrome. You can take it.
Yeah.
You can handle it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, I'm fragile.
Yeah. Very.
You got to give yourself, like you said, give yourself permission to be fragile, to give yourself grace. So I love that scripture.
Yeah. Listen, it was hard, but I did it, and I was so thankful that I did it. And so I guess we'll go over to should we jump over into the chat and see what this chat is saying, girl? Real quick, like.
Okay.
Who we got listening? Hey girl, that's Keisha. Her show is dope too. The Mind of Her show. She's on Monday.
Okay, I can't wait to
yeah, tune in to her. She's pretty dope. It. She's really dope. Oh, hey Victoria, girl. Yeah, amen. Set me right on down. She knows it.
All the way down.
I have to say what I have to say. I have, yeah. Yeah. Can I get a little great? Okay, sing your song, Pastor J. All right now. Good morning. Good mornings.
Good mornings.
Does anybody have any affirmations? I guess, do we have some affirmations? I know somebody got some, I am beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I am, listen, I couldn't find I told you I had my deck and I was like, man, where did I put it?
That's okay. I think like
you can read one. Read one of yours.
I'll read one.
I know you got the deck right there.
I do. So the very first one, day one, it's from either affirmation card or journal. It says, I embrace my body's natural shape and love it unconditionally.
Amen to that. Because I do.
Bam.
Because I do, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Cellulite, wrinkles. I got many wrinkles. Cellulite. Scars and all, whatever.
It is what it is. And I think, somebody said, I am strong.
Hey, Carmen. Yes, I am strong.
I am strong. Yes. And I think if you just starting out, I think what he says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, is one that you should etch into your brain. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And why it's important to say that, because as soon as you step into the mirror, when you wake up in the morning, your brain's already wired to zoom in on that one thing. You can have 25 things you love, but your brain's going to zoom into that one thing. It's that neuroscience again, because it's looking for safety, that one thing. So you have to counteract it with something. And they're like, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Yep, I might have a little flub on my arms, but I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I might have some dimples on my thighs, but I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's how you have to get into the science of like combating that, because then you log on to social media, and then how many ads do you see a day? Ads now about like weight loss drugs and pills and all of this. And I'm going to say this, I am not an advocate for people to be unhealthy. I always have to say that. I'm not an advocate for people to be unhealthy. One, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But I would say healthy looks different for different bone structures, different bodies. And we are still pushing this narrative that there's only one way to look beautiful, and that is this. And that's my concern. I think some people actually need the weight loss drug to kickstart their healthy journey. And I'm not, I'm not shaming anybody or knocking anybody, but my issue with it is that we are still pigeonholing everybody into this one bucket and saying,
yeah,
you only are beautiful or can be considered beautiful if you look like this and take this magic pill. And that's not the reality.
that is not the reality. And the other thing too with that, I always encourage people, because people don't want to get in front of the camera, and I get it. And sometimes it wears me out that I have to work as hard as I have to work to get people to just love what they see. But I get it because there's like, I know how to stand, how to pose, I know what to do to hide people. Everybody has an insecurity about them when they take a picture. I don't care who it is. You could love yourself to the moon and back. If you don't get that right side or that slight smile or however the lighting or whatever right, people are insecure about how they take pictures. And I always tell women, I challenge women, because I take majority pictures I've just taken of women. Start off by looking at yourself every morning naked, though. You have to be naked. And just look at yourself, tell yourself that you're beautiful. And then now you can add, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, like naked, but you got to be naked, because it's like you have to start looking at yourself as is so you can appreciate that you're here, like you're in the present. You're not underground. You're here. You're in the present, and you're saying that to yourself. And I feel like sometimes we get so wrapped up in what something is to look like that we kind of forget that we're breathing air in our lungs. We're on this earth. So we're already winning. We're
naked. Yes. Yes. Naked. Because you have that's your most vulnerable state.
You do not take horrible pictures. I take good pictures of you. So whatever, Victoria.
Victoria, you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes.
So there's no horrible pictures.
There's no horrible pictures. So we're going to get ready to transition into a commercial break. But before we go to a commercial break, I just want to let you know. So I know that you may have seen I just put out another flyer. So I know when I scheduled you to come on, it was like Her Lens and Legacy. And then I changed the name to Kingdom Legacy, because I want to encourage men to come on. I really want to encourage men to come on. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that I did that little name change. Okay. So it's Kingdom Legacy. So I guess to come on, because I want men to feel comfortable to want to come on here and be interviewed by me. So I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. So now you're going to see it's going to say Kingdom Legacy instead of Her Lens and Legacy. It'll say Kingdom Legacy. So I just wanted to throw that out there so you guys know that. So we're going to transition to a break here in just a moment. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, get some people in here, because when we come back, I'm going to ask Latoya some more questions, and we're going to get to know her a little bit more, because that's why she's here. Hello. That's the reason why she's here. We're going to do that. So when we get back, we'll talk to her, and then you guys will have an opportunity to ask her some questions too. So you can do that as well. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, hey there. I didn't see you there. I was reading this great read here at the headquarters of Anointed Radio. Tap in with Anointed Radio. We're streaming on over 20 platforms worldwide, podcast related. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Wherever you listen, we're there. Follow, subscribe, stay locked in for faith, culture, and real conversations. Anointed Radio Podcast Network, streaming everywhere. Make sure you go follow the podcast. Yeah, go. I'm going back to my book. See ya. Bye.
your car insurance rates skyrocketed? We can help and do free research and find the best rates and discounts to lower your car insurance. There are tons of ways to lower your car insurance, and we know how to find them. And right now is the best time to find every savings possible to help you lower your payment. It's so easy to switch your insurance to a newer plan with a lower rate with one fast phone call. We shop the top-rated companies for you and get the best rates and discounts, saving you money. Plus, did you know you can bundle your homeowner's insurance with your car and save even more? And that's just one of the many discounts available. Call right now. The call is free, our help is free, the savings and discounts are real and yours. Compare dozens of top car insurance deals and more with one free, no-pressure call.
Call 877-445-4551. That's 877-445-4551. Again, 877-445-4551.
Welcome back to the Kingdom Lens Report, where we are keeping faith in focus and culture in view. Thank you for tuning in with us tonight again. We're here 7 p.m. on Thursday, Central Standard Time on Anointed Radio. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to all things Anointed Radio and the Kingdom Lens Report. So I'm going to bring back my special guest, Latoya Rosoff of 79 Rose Dress Shop. Welcome back. So I'm going to give you guys a little story about how I met her. You know, I don't really know how we met at something, but she is related to one of my oldest friends, like middle school friends up until now. Mm-hmm. So they're related, which was crazy because I had no clue. But so they're related. So that's how I met her, one of my good childhood friends. And we have been friends ever since, basically. I have shopped her dress shop. She knows my love for dresses. Really, really bad. She knows my love for dresses really, really bad. And I remember going to her dress shop and I was unsure about a dress and she put me in it and she kind of went through her whole thing about my body because I don't know what it was, but I think it was the red dress. I feel like it was the red dress. Mm-hmm. It was strapless, and I was like, I don't know, but put it on, loved it. And I took some really nice pictures in that dress. Well, I took a lot of pictures in all the dresses that I got from you, but and then we also did a collaboration on some affirmation cards, some digital ones. So I did the affirmations in my artwork. So my artwork was actually part of the background. So that was
wonderful artwork. Wonderful artwork. Anybody watching is wonderful.
Yeah. And so they are available online. You go shop her online and you can download those affirmation decks, hers and the digital ones too. So make sure you guys support her. She has some dope stuff. You can get these shirts pretty at any size. I'm just going to stand up a little bit. She's got a purple one on. I got that with the black and white one on. But she has those on there too. And she is just a dope person. Please support her. I absolutely love her. She's been around doing some dope work for women for a very, very long time. And I'm glad that she's in my sister's circle. So glad that she's in my sister's circle. So back to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for all of that. Thank you. It's just hard to hear people talk about you.
I know.
I don't want to cower, but it's like, hey, no. We're going to give myself permission to hear nice things. So thank you, friend.
Yeah. That's why you're here, because I want to be able to give you your flowers and say nice things about you, because I appreciate you. You was at my graduation celebration, and you said some kind words and all of that, girl. My little toast. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I have some amazing women that hold me down, and I cannot, this is my real life. And I don't brag and boast of my friends, but it's like they are, when I need them, they are there. I remember she came to my house, she delivered a dress, and I think I started crying on her because of what I was going through with my daughter. And like she gave me a hug. But it's just like things like that. I have the most amazing sister circle. But enough about that. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So how has your faith played a role in your entrepreneur journey? Because I know entrepreneur journey is hard. And so when it comes to your faith, when did you be like, okay, I really have to lean into my faith? Like, give me, just had to really trust Jesus.
I would say from day one, just from day one, when you think about stepping out and doing something that you like to do and you expect people to pay you, like there is a different kind of confidence that's needed to do that. And so it's not, you can say all the affirmations in the world, but there is a higher power that you need to tap into, God, in this, instance. And so from the beginning, it was like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Right. Because I'm going against the grain. Like I'm telling people that all bodies are, should be respected, right? In the world that tells them otherwise. So I'm literally going against the grain and going against the popularity. And so if it hadn't been for faith, tap into that faith and that grit, I wouldn't have, there's a level of grit you got to have too. I wouldn't have gotten here, especially going through COVID. Like imagine going through it with the business that is based on people going places. Right. And then even on top of that, based on people going places, on top of that, I had the pleasure of working with models. Right. And so working with models, it's like, and then COVID happened, then I had to get in front of the camera. Not a way out of my comfort zone. Like this right here, I wouldn't have been brave enough to do it like years ago, right? And so I took COVID to become my own model. I had to switch up, pivot real fast. So I couldn't do fancy dresses. I had to do sundresses, right? Because everybody was at home. So it takes faith to get through all of that because you're like second guessing, like, God, am I doing the right thing? Am I listening to what you're telling me? And even like thinking about coaching, like pivoting, right? People know me for having a boutique. And so like even now they're like, when you coming back? I'm like, I'm coming back. I promise you. But he has me here right now. And being able to explain that takes, again, lots of faith, too. Like right now, people's choice, people come, I need to be styled for people's choice. I don't have anything, but I'm going to refer you to my colleague who does, right? And so, and then he starts like, man, I could have had some money. I could have made a quick dollar. And it was like, no, right?
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
It's not what you're supposed to be doing. And you have to be connected with him to listen to him, right? Because we get so many things. And then like my flesh wants to come up and, I'm a type A behavior. You think you got it. I think I know what I'm doing. And he's like, that's not what I told you to do. And you sit there and you're like, oh man, but I know, but God, and da da da. He's like, no. So long way to answer the question. Like it's crucial. Like now, like I would say I'm much closer to him now and being in business for 10 years than I was when I started. Like now we like step by step. Like,
and so when he had to pivot, because you've mentioned the pivot, which I know because you had the dress shop, and now you're doing the coaching, but you're actually doing work. Like you just did one today, right? So you're going and you're doing these workshops and things where you like to the person who doesn't like being in front of the camera, like now you're this person who is speaking to these rooms of people. And how were you like, I don't know about that.
Like, no, like you had, because you like, I feel like when you talk, you got thick, you got to be quick on your feet, think about things, right? I'm not quick on my, like takes me a while to process things. And then that comfort letter, and then I stutter. And then I get nervous and talk too fast and all these things. And I think it was when Kamala was running for president, somebody asked her about being confident on camera. And she told this girl, and it was just like the biggest aha. She was like, if the world is shut down or whatever, she was like, do you think they care about my hair? Do you think they care about my suit? They want to hear the message, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, I think, and God needed me to hear that. Like, boo boo, it's not about you looking perfect on camera. It's about what you have
Yeah.
to share to the world, because somebody needs to hear it. And so it's taken time, but like now it's like me and him are like step. All right, God, what you got for me? What you got
That's
for me? You know, but it takes faith and trust
And I
and
love that.
obedience. That's nothing. I'm hard-headed and stubborn, that type of behavior. Because I think I know. I said, I know when I wake up, God's like, oh, here
You know
she
what?
go.
That's so funny. That's so funny that you say that, because I have not been obedient to, and I have learned some things the hard way. And like I said, when he sat me down and I had to sit down and be still and not do nothing, that's when I learned that, okay, I could have been done, sat down and rested a long time ago, but I had to just keep doing what I was doing. And that was just I could have been rested long time ago. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
But if you hadn't went through that, you wouldn't be here with Kingdom Lens.
That is so true.
All of that was part of the journey.
That is so true.
You were supposed to learn.
Yeah. And I kept my learning.
Yeah.
But I kept my learning. I'm she gonna
yes. And we never stop learning, right? Because every day is a new journey.
So now let me go to the next question. So what's, out of all the projects you've done, because you've done some really cool projects, what has been your favorite project that you're like, that's the one that just was like, you know what, that was true to my heart? Like,
oh, you know what? For the last 7 years, this is like a pro bono. I do a fashion show with for cancer survivors. And I've done it for the last 7 years. I work with the Black Nursing Society. And so they bring these women, about like 15 women. And all these women have been through breast cancer survivors. And when you hear their stories, and I used to like dress them for 79 rolls. I don't have any clothes anymore. So we figured out a way. But I get to produce, and I get to do this show for these women. And I don't get paid for it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, to me, it's like, that is the essence of, you know, what I do to be able to help another woman. Like, these women have literally beat death.
Yeah.
Literally beat death, you know?
Yeah.
And every time I'm around them, I just get a new just a new feeling of joy. Like some of them have their breasts removed. Some of them have one breast. You see their scars. They come in with their scars, and their patches, and some of them are still in chemo. One lady was telling me she takes 12 horse chemo pills a day. She's in remission. And you hear these stories, and they just talking and laughing. And here I am worried about some silly. It's like it always just brings.
Yeah.
I would say that is my favorite like thing to do. I love the shows, but I think that that's my favorite show to do.
I can see that. I can see why. That sounds very fulfilling. Like,
it sounds very fulfilling. I would say the first time doing Kansas City Fashion Week, I was so nervous. And when my girls came out, the crowd went bananas. It was crazy.
Was that the show that I was at? No, that was not the show I was at, because you were sitting, you weren't up there. Yeah.
No.
I didn't get to see you.
I did Kansas City Fashion Week about 3-4 years ago, and so nervous. That's like the biggest stage I've probably been on, about 800 people. It's Kansas City Fashion Week. It's a big deal, and even the whole process was really cool, because you have to interview, you have all these things, and so I'm nervous going to the interview, and they were like, "We've been waiting for you." What? What?
Yeah.
And then I go through, I think my line was the only line that had body diversity. And then these girls rocked the stage. And I mean, like, the crowd was cool with everybody else. But when they said my name in the boutique, it went crazy. My husband said it. He was like, nobody was that loud for anybody but your segment. And it was just like, what? It's like, like, what? So that was kind of that was another shining moment.
Yeah, because you're pretty dope, right?
Yeah. Thank you. But so it's like you've been watching me. I know. Not you, but when I went to the interview, it's like, you've been watching me. And I've done, this is no shade, I've done a bunch of all the fashion shows are fun. Like, all the fashion shows are a good time. So
but that's one of the biggest ones.
Any other shows. I love them all. Heartland, Critique, all of them. I've done local shows and I've done a few regional shows. But I think that moment kind of solidified me, like, okay, like, it's bigger than me, and even like,
but you also did a whole production run you did the styling for a whole, what was it, like a Motown something? What was it?
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! Thank you.
Oh, no, let's not.
Costumes. You did costumes. I do costumes. I got through social media, beauty social media. I do costumes for MTH Theater, Third Level Crown Center. So I've done, I think, like 6 productions now. And that's thank you. I forgot to that is like so amazing. Like,
I know,
so amazing to be, every time they call me, I'm like humble, like, what, you want me to come do costumes for you? But it's always so cool when to see your art come live. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just amazing. The last show I did with them was Guys and Dolls last June. So I've done Guys and Dolls, I've done Stevie Wonder, I've done Porgy and Bess, I Ain't Misbehaving. I did a Christmas show with them. So it's really cool to do. Yeah, thank you.
Just wanted to remind you about that, honey. Just wanted
thank you. So you gotta have your friends who,
I know.
Help you figure out your blind spots.
I just had to remind you about that real quick.
Thank you.
Okay. What advice would you give to somebody who's struggling to accept themselves as is in this chapter? Since you are a body positivity coach, like, what's one thing that you could give somebody who might be listening or watching, that you could just give them one little thing that they could kind of do if they're just like struggling?
Yeah. The first thing I would do is, I call listen for your inner critic, or that ghostwriter that's telling you that you don't look whatever. Right? Let's say mine is like, oh girl, you too short. And I would say, write down research where that came from. Was it your family? Was it life? Is it the media? Because once you identify the source of your inner critic, it's easier to combat it. It's easier to overcome. Figure out the source of why you feel the way you feel. Right? That's the first step. I mean, you can't jump to affirmations if you don't know how to address. You got to peel back the onion layer. So if you stand in the mirror and the first thing that comes negative, fine, write it down and journal. Where'd that come from? Who told you that? And that's the first step to addressing body insecurity.
I really love that.
Address it, right? Let's say, and when you can address it, you can start working on fixing it. So,
because, like, for instance, if it's like, oh well, I got that from the internet, like my social media feed, then you could just unfollow and click and scrub that and change that in its entirety. You can't change that. So I like that, because I feel like sometimes we don't even know where that comes from.
And it's like with anything, like the difference between a coach and a therapist. Coaches help you move forward, right? You have a goal. A coach helps you move forward. A therapist helps you figure out like where it all came from. And so I would say that'd be the first step. I would, sit down, we go through it, a little information or whatever, but we're going to identify the whys, because until you identify the whys, you're not going to be able to move forward.
I love that. Okay. So my final question that I have for you, and then we're going to see if anybody has any questions in the chat. So if you guys have some questions for LaToya, you can drop them in the chat right now. But my final question for you is, what is the legacy you would like to leave behind?
Ooh, it's like an essay question. The legacy I want to leave behind is if I can just help one person, even just when I say just one person, rewire their image, their thoughts about themselves, where they can focus on their purpose, then I have achieved, right? And that's really the thing, is like people stop working on the stuff they're supposed to do because they worry about the aesthetics. So if I can help you rewire and neutralize those thoughts so you can work on the things that the world needs everybody. Everybody has a gift that the world needs. And so if I can help you get to the point where you're working on that, then I have achieved. I've achieved.
I love that. And I'm glad that you said that, because I feel like you are right. When people say, I'm gonna wait until I'm this, I'm gonna wait until I'm that. And it's one of those things that God gives us gifts and talents that we should be using now. It's not a wait until. If he gives it to you, he wants you to use it now. But I know that people hold back because they're reserved about, it could be something that he's wanting you to do. And like you said, you have to be in front of somebody. So you're not okay with your appearance. But somebody might need to see you look like a normal person, or a person that is not polished and not perfect, or, that have imperfections or whatever. So I like how you said that. Like, and I feel like the more people are okay with being themselves, like I'm just gonna say as is, because it's hard. It's a hard thing to do, but I feel like that breeds so much confidence when you just give yourself the grace and love yourself as is. It breeds a different level of confidence that I feel like people just don't understand that you can unleash with self. Some people will call it audacity, but it's like, I feel like it is definitely worth exploring. So do we have any comments? Let's go to the chat. Do we have any comments or questions for her? No one's naked. No one's naked.
It's somebody else, Lord. Nobody's
nobody's naked. Nobody's naked. No one is naked. Yeah. Somebody else, the Lord, seeing the naked truth. Okay, yes, the naked truth. Yeah, but nobody is naked. She's a mess. No, this is a faith-based show. No naked. Yeah, everybody has a gift that the world needs. 100%. Yes, everybody does, and I love that. I love that, and I'm so glad that I get to be around some of these awesome women that have all these gifts and these talents. That's been my biggest thing. It's just
we're happy to get to be around you, because you have the eye of a photographer. That's like you see the world in a lens that I would never see it. You know? So that's
I know.
That's a gift. That's a gift.
It is a gift. And I tell myself, and I thank God on a regular basis for not just my sight, but the vision, because sight, I can see, without these glasses, not so much, I can, I struggle a bit, but the vision behind the sight, and that is something different. And it all started like when I was younger. I've had every camera in my hand, and it started like back in the 5th grade. I was taking photos. I have pictures of Christina since 6th grade. I got pictures from 6th grade that I could pull out and show you. The 6th grade and up, like my friends are very well documented, but I always had a camera in my hand because I loved what photographs did. And I think I was always supposed to be a storyteller, because whether it was a family barbecue, anything, time with my friends, travel, I'm always capturing the moment. And I realized that now it's time for me to enjoy life, and I always capture the moment. But it was always important that I did that. I didn't understand the why when I was younger, but I loved seeing when I went to take back in the day when you took the roll and you dropped it off.
At Walgreens or 1 hour photo.
Came back. But just to see my family look at the photographs and they didn't know I was taking them because I always took candid shots. I was always over in the corner somewhere. So it was like I'm taking photos of them at a barbecue laughing and talking and things of that nature. And I just saw how they enjoyed that, just not knowing that I was there. And so I've always enjoyed taking candid shots. So the power of a memory captured is a beautiful thing. So that's my superpower. And I tell stories with
one of many.
So it's like I absolutely love that. Yeah, that 110 film. Yep, they got the little things on the end. You put it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, had all of that. Yep, you are the storyteller. You are telling some wild story. I'm not telling these stories are not wild. Okay, so Victoria, some people think you are the gift. Bianca's, yeah. Think they are the gifts. I am the gift.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am the gift. Yeah. I think it's time for me to get wrapped up here. So before we go, tell people where they can find you because you are still online right now. You're online and social media. So tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes, please. You can find me at 79 Rose, ROZE, on really all social platforms except for TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Threads at 79 ROZE or 79rose.com.
Okay. And do you have anything you would like to share? Do you have anything upcoming? Do you have anything that's upcoming?
I don't, and it feels so good. I do have something cooking for the fall, but it hasn't been. I gotta take it to him. I have to get clarity.
Okay.
But
well, don't.
Yeah, I'm not
just okay.
Yeah.
Just let it keep cooking. Let it keep cooking and be obedient. So whatever he say, that's what you do. Don't go against that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I got a few whoopings I learned.
Girl, I'm still learning. But I'm sitting myself down still. After graduation, I'm still sitting down. I'm still sitting down, so I can get jiggy with that. But I want to thank you for coming onto the show. I appreciate you being here. It's just not often I get to tell the people that I have met and have become my friends and part of my sister circle how much I appreciate them. So I just wanted an opportunity to do that.
Thank you, Queen.
And you always make me look good. Listen, I still ain't worn my black dress yet. I'm the last one that I got. I'm still waiting.
Yes, honey.
But I think I'm gonna wear it for a date night. For sure. So and I'm gonna make sure I take pictures in it so you can see it. But I haven't worn it yet, so I'm still waiting to wear that one.
Okay. Well, don't wait too long. It's always a good time.
Yeah. That is so true.
The plastic you put on top,
How about the Polaroid, the plastic? You know what? I just had the I didn't even have the regular Polaroid because I didn't have a Polaroid. I have one now, but I didn't have a Polaroid, but I did have the little, I know what she's talking about with the little cute. So bad. I don't know why I wanted that so bad. I wanted all the cameras. Every camera that there was, I wanted, but I didn't get all the cameras. Yeah.
You're gonna have some minutes.
I am gonna have some memes on here. They gotta apply to be on here. I'm gonna have some memes on here. I'm gonna have some male guests on here. But okay. All right. But coming up next, I am about to so next week we're gonna have Victoria back. Victoria is gonna come back and we're gonna be talking about unpacking. Which is going to be hilarious because we are actually literally I'm going on a trip and she's tagging along. I'm going to a conference and so we're going to be unpacking. And so that's going to mean whatever it's going to mean. So y'all don't have to. But Again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank everybody who tuned in tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. I want you to keep the conversation going. So make sure you follow us on all social media, the Kingdom Lens Report and Anointed Radio. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and keep living life in high resolution. I am Shawn Lee, signing off. God bless.
You know